As the world burns as a result of the Omega Tournament, a greatly diminished league must do the impossible both in the mortal realm and in the afterlife. What'll happen next? Well, let's hop into the pages of Justice League Unlimited issue number 14 and find out together, shall we? So then, picking up directly from where the last issue left off, Mr. Terrific's 10, now unfortunately the very lean 7, continue to make their way through hell itself. Normally this place is bright and scorching due to all the fire, but now it's become very dark and very dank. Thankfully, this is where Superman Blue ends up coming in at a major pinch, lighting the way. It's after narrowly surviving a group of very hungry zombies in the dark does the team end up coming upon their destination. Aquaman can taste the moisture in the air, which should already let you know that they've found their way to the river Styx, where naturally they come face to face with Charon, the legendary boatman. And if I knew more Styx songs, I'd probably make a joke here. But I don't, so moving right along. Now, back in the mortal world, Red Tornado tries his hardest to direct all the heroes as needed. The villains on Earth have gotten a supercharge thanks to Neron, in exchange for selling their souls, and now they're headed for Oklahoma. Kid Flash, Wallace West, Martian Manhunter, Dr. Occult, and a few others are already en route, but unfortunately for them, backup isn't going to be coming anytime soon, as at that very moment, the League's teleporters all end up blowing up simultaneously. Now, not only can they not evacuate innocent people on Earth, they can't evacuate themselves either. Seems pretty bad, doesn't it? But if you can believe it, back in hell, things have only gotten worse. You see, Mr. Terrific tries to pay Charon his regular 2 coins, as the ancient Greek myth says. But here's the twist, the boatman doesn't want those things. Apparently, the coins were always immaterial. It was the grieving that went along with the coins that is what he was actually after. Meaning that the only way the good guys are going to continue their mission is if they are willing to part with something very important to them. Golden Hawk gives up his nth metal medallion, Owl Woman hands over a cryo gun, Dr. Fate some bracers, all stuff that they very well could have used to help them traverse the very inhospitable environment, but it's actually Mr. Terrific and Blue Superman who get it the worst. You see, they don't have any trinkets to barter with, and because of that, Charon really ends up going deep on them. Hey, Mr. Terrific, you love fair play? Well, I'm taking your love of it from you. Hey, Blue Superman, you might not be a lot of people's favorite Superman, but I'm taking your hope, deal with it. Jeez, this guy's surge pricing is worse than Uber, I tell you. Now, back on Earth, the heroes make it to where all of the villains have set up shop. Surprise, surprise, though, it's not your typical lair. It seems to be just a regular old run-of-the-mill suburban town. Hell, Mary Marvel, who is also along for the ride, makes a crack about how there's nothing more evil than perfectly manicured lawns, and honestly, you know what? I like the energy she brings to this book. In reality, it seems that all of Earth's supervillains who didn't go off to fight in the tournament or aren't still trapped in prison have set up residence in this local church where Neron is holding services, as well as baptizing people into his faith in exchange for their souls. I mean, you know, he hasn't passed around the collection plate yet, so still probably not the worst church I've ever been to. Wallace Kid Flash thinks that if he can strike fast and strike first, then maybe he can deal a major blow to these bad guys, seemingly forgetting that Neron isn't just making deals for souls, he's also supercharging. Lame D-list villains, meaning even the likes of the Atomic Skull, are able to go off like a friggin' nuke. Hell, Skull even goes a step farther to remind us he's a wrestling fan by throwing around the word jobbers. Basically, guys whose job it is to lose if you don't speak professional wrestling, though Skull claims that him and his guys aren't jobbers anymore, they are the Holy Knights of Neron, here to do his work and get their final revenge on the Leaguers once and for all. See, now Holy Knights of Neron is a really cool band name, unlike Styx. And speaking of which, while our heroes end up crossing the river Styx, the conversation turns to their own culture's interpretations of the afterlife, and hey, how isn't it interesting that rivers come up so regularly when talking about death? The Sanzu River, the Ganges, or at least that's when we're talking about human-based cultures. The Hawk people don't have this sort of affinity for water and rivers, which I guess only makes sense for Golden Hawk and a group of people who spend so much time in the air. They believe in violent winds, not placid waters, though as Charon is sure to tell them the waters here in the underworld are anything but placid, as at that very moment they end up getting attacked by a horrifying sea monster. Thankfully, they have Aquaman on their side, who is able to jump into the water and make short work of the creature. He comes out covered in blood, and I swear for a split second I thought to myself, oh no, he lost his arm. Only to be reminded, no, wait, dummy, this is 90s hook hand Aquaman. All he lost was his hook. It's the same as it ever was. Now, from that slight victory to a crushing defeat, back in the real world, the scientist types aboard the Watchtower have finished their diagnostics, and their findings are not good at all. It seems that the Watchtower and the League have simply just exhausted way too much power, sending their own agents all over the world, as well as trying to rescue the citizens of Earth, meaning if they don't get the teleporters back online and soon, not only are they going to be stranded, but they're all going to be very, very screwed. And so that was Justice League Unlimited issue number 14, everybody. Another very strong tie-in issue that manages to do a good job rising above what is actually usually expected for event tie-ins like this. Hell, when DCKO is but a memory and everyone looks back on this book, and especially this arc many years from now, I think it will still read just as good. In fact, I think this arc in particular is a perfect example of why Mark Waid's time on Justice League has been so strong. Mainly giving so much great focus to characters who don't normally get it, and then this story even goes a step further by giving focus to characters who don't get it from different possible timelines that don't even really exist anymore. It's quite the magic trick, but Waid makes it look easy. It's also just a really great showcase for Mr. Terrific as a character. His stock rose a ton this year thanks to the new Superman movie, and I'm glad to see DC grab it and run with it. Overall, I think I'd give this one another very strong and very consistent 8 out of 10. Great stuff, and can't wait to see how this storyline ends up finishing.